knows loyalty's rare nowadays. And my darling's balling, I air for days. I'm focused, I'm trying to get there on the stage. Everybody showing off love like damn. Where was the love back then? Everybody steady telling me I'm gonna blow, bringing the cold flows when I clutch my pen. Never leave a man behind around here. I'll bust my friend. Me and my squad to the straight to the top, get away from the block to the top to the end. Everybody showing off love like damn. Where was the love back then? Everybody steady telling me I'm gonna blow, bringing the cold flows when I clutch my pen. Never leave a man behind around here. I'll bust my friends. Me and my squad to the straight to the top, get away from the block so I cut from the end. Yeah, I'm finna blow, yeah, I'm finna win, man. I grind till there's hella dough that I'm bringing in, man. I grind for a better home that I'm living in. Bad beat when I get the phone, let me slip it in. Have a say in my name like Beyonce, singing my tunes every time that the song plays loud, that the flows wilder than Beyonce. Kate Marley, remember the nombre. Then I rum, got my mind all twist like dreadlocks, running to the money, my brothers they wanna jet lock. Too many of the states in the sky, gotta keep myself real tight like a headlock. I don't get how they change when I'm fuck when they ain't adding up like numerous. And this shit you keep talking about love, I don't do no love, it ain't you, man, it's me. I ain't into the love, I ain't Keisha Cole. I be running to the money till I see the door. I be spitting lyrics, killing rhythms on the realest. Ain't nobody topping this like a pizza bowl. And I go through a whole lot of shit from a young age. I'm a young man, but I'm feeling old. I'm still chilling with old. When he's angry, he's booby aside, that's
Yo, it's TU15. Listen, we're back with another Division 2 video. Hey, I just gotta say, man, the energy is high. I'm enjoying this update so far. If you do not know me, my name is Division Addiction. Thank you for clicking on today's video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. Guys, let's head for 50 likes on this video. I would appreciate it a lot. Like I always say, man, you guys have been smashing the like goals. But without further ado, you know what we're going to be talking about today, as you can see by the title. So let's dive straight into this build. This build, man, it's so fun. In my opinion, it's very fun. Now, before I head into all of the stats and when I talk about this build with passion, I just want to say most of it is towards my playstyle. Most of it is my opinion, but also you got to see throughout the gameplay the damage that I was dealing and the survivability with this build. So let's just break it down, first of all, with the weapons that I'm using, and then I'll go into my gear pieces. So as you can see, I am using for my first weapon the ACS-12. Now this is a shotgun. It's like the showstopper in Division 1. If you didn't play Division 1, basically this gun shoots like crazy. You can hold it down and it will just spray out, you know, the reticle is just mad, okay? So if you was watching my previous videos on the PTS, you could actually see that I was using this gun with this gear set and this build, but now that it's dropped as the main patch, we are ready to use it. So we have 235k damage on here. We're not looking towards damage with this shotgun, and I'm going to explain to you why we're not looking towards damage, okay? So on here we have Optimist. What is Optimist? Weapon damage is increased by 3% for every 10% ammo missing from the magazine. Then I also have my secondary, which is what we're more focusing on, because this is a new named LMG. Now, I could have gone with any other LMG. I could have gone with the Bullet King. I could have gone with the Blue Screen. I could have gone with the Pestilence. I could have switched things up and gone with the MG5 or whatever. But I really wanted to try out this LMG as it's new, and it reminds me of the Stoner LMG. I think it's just the same thing, but just with a named talent. And then they made it a named gun as well. So the stats on here pretty decent, and I've got my damage to armor there on the bottom with damage to targets out of cover, which is good as well. So what does this gun actually do? Perfect flatline. It amplifies your weapon damage by 20% to pulse enemies. So in order to proc this talent, you need to pulse an enemy. That can be done by using a pulse, a scan pulse, or it can be done by using Heartbreaker and aiming at the head. So after 2 kills, it amplifies pulse to the next enemy you hit. So guys, think about it like this, okay? Let me just say, we're not focusing on that bottom talent after 2 kills, okay? Because realistically, you know, when you're in PvP fights and when you're actually trying to get people out, you're not necessarily going to be proccing that second talent there all the time. Because remember, you're just going to be fighting. There's going to be times where you will die and you're not going to actually be able to proc that. I just wanted to explain that. But what pulses that gun with this build? Now let me explain. We've got the Heartbreaker gear set right here, okay? So what does it actually do? For 2 pieces, it gives you 15% assault rifle damage and 15% LMG damage. Now that's why I'm actually running the LMG, because I wanted to just use something different instead of my AR. But we're going to talk about the AR, okay? We're not going to leave that. We're going to talk about that as well. So for 3 pieces, we have 15% weapon handling, and for the 4th piece, it tells us what Heartstopper does, and that is the name of the talent on this gear set. Okay, headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds. So all you got to do is aim at the head, shoot at the head, and you're gonna pulse the enemy, which is then gonna proc flatline. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is just make sure that we are aiming at the head. I'm gonna explain a little bit more about that. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies add a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1% damage to pulsed enemies, up to a max of 50 stacks. Okay guys, so you can get a max of 50 stacks on this build. 2 stacks are lost each second. Now in the PTS, that 2 stacks are lost each second, that wasn't there. You would lose your stacks as soon as you stopped aiming at the head. Now this is what's made this build much stronger. Okay, now let me explain to you. With the backpack, it gives you a talent which says increases total bonus armor gained per stack of Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. Now if you go to the chest piece, we've got the talent here called Max BPM, increases max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. So instead of having just 50 stacks, we get 100 stacks, guys. That's 100% extra bonus armor and an extra percent of 100 damage to pulse enemies. Okay, and that's an extra 100% damage to pulse enemies, not 50. It's crazy, guys. The amount of damage you can deal with this build is insane. Now some of you guys might be looking at this and be like, why am I using the ACS shotgun? The reason why I've got the ACS shotgun is because, as you saw in the gameplay, I was aiming at the head and shooting with this gun. Now what this does is it gains up the stacks, it brings the stacks up and increases that Heartstopper talent. It makes you get to your max stack of 100 on this build, which gives you all of that bonus armor and that damage. Okay guys, so I use my first gun here just to proc the stacks, and then I switch to my LMG to aim at the head and get all that damage. I can aim at the body as well because of all the damage I have, but I just like to still aim at the head to get that talent to proc from perfect flatline. Okay, so that's why I'm using these 2 weapons, and I would suggest using a shotgun to get the stats because it's very much quicker and easier in my opinion. Now before I actually dive into all the attributes, I just want to talk about the exotic mask. Why am I running the exotic mask? The reason why I'm running this mask is because look what it actually does. Okay, vicious cycle. Taking damage builds stacks to a cap of 30. Each stack grants 1% weapon damage. That's 30% weapon damage, guys. Taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge, removing all stacks and status effects, and then dropping a healing cloud which restores 5% of max armor for 10 seconds to all allies in the cloud. First of all, this is a crazy piece in my opinion. It's crazy because you take all the damage you can, okay? Then you get an extra 30% weapon damage and a healing cloud to help you out. Do you know how crazy that is? Okay, there's many ways you can use this mask. With hybrids, you can use it with healing builds, in teams to help out your teams. There's loads of ways to use this mask, but I wanted to put this on this build because the amount of stacks we're going to be getting and the survivability we already have, we need some sort of damage. But on top of that, this mask is giving you more survivability as well. So as you can see, the attributes on here gives you incoming repairs and armor regen. Okay, if you wanted to go towards builds like that, you could use this mask on that build, guys. Remember, there's loads of ways of using this mask, but on this build, in my opinion, it's the most fun and the most strong right now in TU15. That's just my opinion. Loads of other ways, but this is the strongest way to run this mask. Okay, so remember, you're going to be getting all that damage and that survivability by just using this piece with this gear set. Okay, so let's actually dive into the build and the gear pieces. So like I said, on the mask we have max armor, incoming repairs, armor regen, and a mod slot for crit damage. For the chest piece, we have max armor on top, crit chance and crit damage for the mod slot. For the holster, we are going towards crit chance on there with armor on top. Armor everywhere, guys. Okay, armor again, crit damage. For the gloves, we have actually gone towards the contractors for the extra 8% damage to armor. And of course, what does contracts give us? It gives us a 10% LMG damage buff as well as the Heartbreaker giving us an extra 15% LMG damage as well. So we're dealing a lot of damage with our LMG. On the bottom attribute, we have 10.6% critical hit damage. Okay, guys, just go towards what you prefer, do what you want to do, but for me, this is one of the best ways to run it. I was going to go towards headshot. It's just that if I go towards headshot damage, I'm not going to have a lot of crit, or a decent amount of crit damage. It's already low on this build, and I just feel like if I'm missing my shots on headshots, then I'm actually not going to gain anything from that. So I will make a headshot damage version later on, but I just really wanted to showcase what I would run on console instead of just showing you guys what I was running in the PTS, because we're on console now. Okay, so for the backpack, we are running crit damage and then a mod slot of crit damage there as well. And like I said, armor everywhere, guys. You want to be tanky and you want to still do damage, so that's what the mask is going to do. That's going to help you out with that, as well as the LMG giving you that extra 20% amplified damage to post enemies. For the skills, I'm not running a shield, I'm running a defender drone and a decoy. Okay, as you saw in the gameplay, I'll just throw the decoy somewhere else and put my defender drone. They'll be like, where's he gone? And then I'll just come behind them, pop shot them with the ACS-12, get them stacks up, switch to my LMG once my stacks are at a reasonable rate, or if they're all the way up, and then literally shred them to pieces. Okay, I had a lot of fun with this build, and I'm still having loads of fun with this build. We are sitting at 39% crit chance and 114% crit damage with my shotgun, and for my LMG we're sitting at 32% crit chance instead. So again, guys, you can get this up. You can try different ways of increasing this and just doing different things with the build, but in my opinion, man, I'm still having fun with the way this is hitting. I'm still doing good damage. The mask is helping me out. The survivability on this build is very nice, and I'm just having fun with this, man. So I just thought, let me just showcase what I'm actually using right now in the DZ and what I'm going to be upgrading. I'm going to be making this, expertise level 20, getting everything maxed out. It's going to take me a while, but again, I'll be back here posting that video for you guys. Please, guys, do not just copy and paste the build like this. Go towards what works for you. Go towards your playstyle. This is my playstyle. This is how I would run it right now, personally. In the comment section, let me know how you would change this build. What are you using right now? What are you having fun with? Are you enjoying TU15? Let me know in the comment section below, please. I would appreciate it a lot. Listen, it's been Division Addiction. Like I said, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and if you enjoyed this video and you like this build, make sure you smash that like button. Let's get 50 likes onto this video. It's been Division Addiction. I'm going to be uploading so much content. Thank you for clicking on today's video, and I'm out. Have a good day. Peace.
Everybody showing off love like damn. Where was the love back then? Everybody steady telling me I'm gonna blow, bringing the cold flows when I clutch my pen. Never leave a man behind around here. I'll bust my friends, me and my squad to the street to the